Hi there. Thank you for listening to another episode of The Financial Advantage, hosted by the Wells Funding Group. We're super excited to have Riz Gilani with us today. He's with Dreamtown Real Estate in Chicago. My name's Dennis Wells, and I'm really glad to, Riz, have the opportunity to talk with you and learn more about you and your business.
Thank you, Dennis. Excited to be here.
Yeah, very good. Very good. So, how did you get involved in real estate?
Well, so next year marks 20 years in residential real estate for me, but I've always been in and around the real estate industry. First job out of college really was, doing a little bit of sales and marketing for a company that put together joint venture deals to hold vacant land to sell for future development. That was in Texas, and then I moved to Chicago in 1994, and somehow ended up in various real estate related companies. And then in 2005, it was time to take the plunge and go into a commission only residential real estate sales position. And honestly, I haven't looked back. I'm grateful.
I love it. I love it. So, what it obviously in 20 years you've seen a lot of ups and downs and things. What have been some of the high points for you in your real estate career?
Well, truthfully, the high point in this career is the ability to make relationships with people. I have not, up until I got into real estate. Sure, I'd been in and around the real estate arena more on the commercial side, but to get into residential real estate, this has truly been the most rewarding career that I've ever had, to be able to make those personal relationships with people and get them from point A to point B in their lives, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that is the true highlight of being in this, what I consider not a sales business, but a relationship driven business. Obviously, the longer you're in the business, the bigger your sphere, people that you've worked with, the referrals come, the buyers eventually, the clients eventually move up and sell their first home and go to their second home. The relationships just get stronger and stronger. And the business organically develops from that. So my high point, I will say, in summary, has been just to form very long lasting relationships with clients and friends.
Yeah, exactly. I think that is really a key that I'm when I'm interviewing successful people. The key is that the relationships are first, and then the business takes care of itself. Not that minding the business. There's certain things we have to do, right? But when we focus on those, on the people and on the relationship,
Yeah.
is when the rest of everything comes together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But yes, to backtrack for just a quick little second,
Yeah.
yes, there's also actual work involved,
You're right.
as you just alluded to. But yes, absolutely. Relationships first.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, do you have a team that you're working with in your business?
Yes, I do have a team. So including myself, there's 5 people on my team. I'm the team lead. I have an operations manager. I have a full-time showing agent that handles the showings on all my listings. And then I have a couple of other brokers on my team that I basically mentor and help them grow their individual businesses as well. So 5 people.
I love it. I love it. So, yeah, you're mentioning the mentoring part. So obviously, you're pouring into the lives of newer agents as well. What are some things that you're encouraging them or to steps that they should be taking, things they need to be doing in order to build their business.
Yeah. So the true way to build your business, again, going back to the relationship, make sure that everybody that you know knows that you're a real estate broker. Okay. No need to do a hard sell on it, but there's nice ways to let everybody know that you are the real estate expert, right? In your circle of friends. But business today, you've got to really put yourself out there. One of the things that I'm encouraging, that I'm also making myself go out of my comfort level, is to put myself more and more out there on social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
So web presence, I think, is huge. One of the things that I'm also doing now and encouraging my team members to do is to really, really boost your profile on Google. Make
Yep.
sure that you're getting your clients, when those relationships are nice and warm and fuzzy, right after closing, get that review, get that feedback so people can see that you are really great at helping other people. So with new people, again, I will say, make sure everyone you know knows what you do a good job, get those reviews out there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something we've been doing as well, because what they found is that those Google reviews, or the people that come in through Google, through, I need a loan officer, I need a realtor in whatever town, and you appear in the 3-pack, and they look at your reviews, and they and they call you based off of that. Those convert pretty much like a referred in lead. It's not like a online lead or a Zillow or a Realtor or Boomtown or whatever. It is pretty much like a friend told them to call.
Yeah, 100%, right? When if somebody is taking the time to read reviews online, they've read other people's reviews as well, right?
Yep.
It's
Yep.
not that they just somehow found me, read my reviews. They've compared me to other people online.
Yep.
So if I'm getting that person reaching out to me, you're absolutely right. We've already got a built-in level of trust based on what they're reading about me.
Yeah. Yeah. And then even too, a lot of times, I might ask you, hey, what's a good restaurant in Chicago? And you're going to tell me, what am I going to do? I'm going to Google it to make sure you're right. And so
Yes.
it's almost like, the second step of a personal recommendation.
That's right. People want to make sure that you're giving them the very right recommendation. Not that, people don't have faith in what I'm saying or what you're saying, but let's just confirm that.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and, I love the fact that, we're always looking for ways to get ourselves out of our comfort zone and do a little bit more. It sounds very entrepreneurial. So, have you always been an entrepreneur?
Yes, I think you have to be in this business for long-term success. Every broker that you see that has been in the business for a very long time, I mean, you're running this as your own business, right? Like, we're all independent contractors in this business. Sure, I've got the infrastructure of my brokerage, but that's only as good as the effort that I'm putting in. I've got to get up every day and motivate myself to do the work, to do the reach out to people, to continue building my pipeline. So yeah, I mean, you have to be an entrepreneur in this business. There is no set paycheck here, right? You're only going to earn money if you work hard at it. So yes, entrepreneurship. That's the key word here.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And and I think sometimes it's being open to ideas, scanning the horizon, seeing what's out there, and sometimes it's just one idea or one thought or one little tweak in what we're doing can make a huge difference in the productivity and the results that we get.
Absolutely, absolutely. And even 20 years in this business, right? I'm always learning. Going
Yeah,
back to putting yourself out, testing your comfort zone. Like one thing I'm about to do is do a handful of actual videos to throw out on Instagram, right?
yeah,
Truthfully, it's taken me a while to build up this courage to actually do that, right?
yeah,
You can be your biggest critic. Oh, I don't like the way I look. Oh, I don't like the way I sound. But guess what? Get over that hump and then it becomes easier.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and the thing of it is, yeah, you're right. We can be our own worst critic. We can like record and re-record and re-record. It's like, but just getting yourself out there puts you ahead of 95% of the other people that will never get past the, oh, I ought to do it, or maybe I should do it, or I recorded a couple times, I didn't like it, you know.
Right on. Well, Dennis, I will come clean and tell you here that this is the first time I'm being recorded for a podcast. So there you go. I'm getting out of my comfort zone as we speak right now.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, and I'm honored to have you, be on our show as your very first one. That's exciting.
Thank you. I'm honored that you asked.
Very cool. So obviously been in the business 20 years, seen a lot of things. What do you think is the biggest challenge right now in the real estate world?
Sure. So there are the obvious challenges that we've been hearing about for the last 2, 3, 4 years, right? Lack of inventory, interest rates have gone up. Again, they're starting to stabilize now. But in my mind, the biggest challenge is mindset,
Hmm.
right? There will always be obstacles, right? Like in 2021, when the market was going crazy, we were working 80, 90 hours a week trying to find people homes. I'd never had that many people in my sphere want to move. And there was still a challenge, right? Like you're always fighting somebody else for a property. But to think in this market where we are currently, um, there's opportunity. Right?
Hmm.
There is opportunity. Interest rates are stabilizing. Inventory is starting to increase, but you've just got to put yourself in the mindset, and that's huge. That's huge for me. And right now, we're only in September, but guess what? I'm doing my business plan for 2025. Right?
Yep. Yep.
It's never too early to start planning. Every year, I change around my marketing a little bit, and I try, some new way of advertising, or some new way of lead generation.
Hmm.
But it all comes down to preparation and mindset. That I think is truly the biggest challenge for agents in this business that claim that they're hurting, right? You can sit there and you can whine and you can cry, or you can pick yourself up and make a plan to do better. You can
Yeah.
always do better.
Yeah.
20
Yeah.
years in, I can do better.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, continual improvement. And one thing that I do a lot is, because we could all be tempted, right, to be like, oh my gosh, this, oh my gosh, that. But what I do is I look and I say, there's someone out there doing what I want to do. And if they can do it, I ought to be able to do it as well. And, and I think that's the same whether you're in on the real estate sales side, or for me, the mortgage financing side. There's always, you know, the market is the market. It's the same for everybody. It's just, what are we doing different than other people to, get the results that we want, regardless of what the market is doing.
Sure. There are people that are thriving in every market.
Yep.
20 years in now, seeing ups and downs, there are always people that are thriving, right? Like, sure, when the market is just booming, it's great. Everybody's doing well, right? It generally lifts
Great.
everybody up. But even in the most difficult markets, there are people that are posting crazy numbers in the
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
And that
Um,
inspires me. Those people inspire me.
yeah. 100%. And, and that's part of why I started doing the podcast, was because I know that success leaves clues. and having conversations with people that are able to get it done in this market, helps keep me motivated, helps, me learn things that I can be implementing in my business or in my life that, will help take me to that next level.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will tell you that for the most part, this is a very, very collaborative industry. It doesn't matter whether I'm at Dreamtown or I'm at Coldwell Banker or I'm at Properties. Over time, you build relationships in this business. And in
Yep.
fact, just this week, I reached out to a broker at a different company, and we're having lunch week after next because I want to pick their brain. I've
Yep.
seen where they've taken their business,
Hmm.
and my goal would be to get to those numbers at some point. So I picked up the phone. The agent was fantastic. Sure, would love to basically share with you what I've done to achieve my success. And on the flip side, I have had agents over the years that have reached out to me and they've
Hmm.
been like, hey, I've been kind of following the growth of your business over the years. What have you done? I am always an open book and 100% happy to share what I'm doing to grow my business.
Yeah. Yeah. So like that phrase, givers gain, that as we give to other people, we end up getting way more in return than what we're giving. And, whether it's the opportunity to mentor someone or, to, like you're saying, to share what you're doing to have success in, in a different market, maybe than someone has ever seen before.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's enough business out there for everyone. We all know enough people from which we can get our business. So helping someone else isn't going to take business away from me. It's going to probably ultimately grow my business.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that abundance mentality of realizing, the opportunities that are around us and, not shutting ourselves down, but saying exactly that, that, I can help other people and we simply make the pie bigger. We don't divvy it up
Yep.
even.
Yep. I like to proceed with a mentality of abundance versus
Hmm.
scarcity.
Yeah, and 100%. Very, very good. What are some things that you're doing to keep your mindset where it needs to be?
Um, I'm sure this is, a thing for everyone, but since the start of this year, I've really gotten back into a more mindful routine of working out a few times a week.
Yeah.
Okay. If I don't get it done in the morning, it's not happening in the
Yep.
evenings. So it's taken me a very long time to realize that when I tell myself, oh, I'll work out in the evenings, that's not happening. I've got to do it in the morning. I
Yep.
worked out this morning at 7 o'clock, and boy, am I in a great mindset, right?
Yep.
The other thing that you have to do in this business is you do have to take some time for yourself. Okay.
Hmm.
You need to recharge because we're working available in some form or fashion 7 days a week, right?
Yep.
But I can also run to Target, Tuesday at 10 o'clock where everybody else is at work. But you need to do things for yourself, for your mindset. For me, it's working out. My favorite hobby is cooking, and I can't grocery shop for the whole week because I don't know what my week is going to be like. I'll do a lot of one-offs, but if I can get off, if I'm done working at 6 or 7 o'clock on a Wednesday night, I'll run to the store and I can come home and cook. That's my downtime.
Yeah.
So, to sort of keep myself recharged, I've got to do something that I enjoy as well. I certainly enjoy what I do for a living, but there's still a personal aspect that you've got to take care of. Um, personal wellness.
Yeah. 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 And I'm realizing, the older I get, the more important, moving, flexibility, strength training, all of those things are, you know, because again, none of us are getting any younger. So, doing those things on a daily basis you know, that clears your mind, gives you energy, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Pilates. Pilates is my stretching, and
Yeah,
it's keeping me feeling better in my mid-50s than I have in the last 10 years. So.
I love it. I love it. Well, I really enjoyed having you on the show today. Is there any question that I didn't ask you that I probably should have?
No, I don't think so. It was my honor to be on here, and I've really enjoyed sharing a little bit of myself with you.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you again. And Riz, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into this episode. Of course, we'd love it if you would like and subscribe, because that helps us be able to invite other great guests like Riz to join us here. And if you found this valuable, please be sure to send it over to a friend or a colleague. Riz, I'm sure that there are a lot of people listening today that would love to reach out to you and ask you either about your real estate in general, or being involved in real estate. What's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Um, Give me a call or a text, 773-456-6168. Thank you.
All right, very good. Thanks, Riz. And again, thank you for listening to the Financial Advantage. We're powered by the Wells Funding Group. You can reach the team and I at 219-230-8400. Thanks again. Make it a great day.